Welcome back to Ratface44 Reviews. My name is James, and today we have G.I. Joe Classified Series Tunnel Rat. So let's get this started! So before we open up Tunnel Rat here, we're going to take a look at the packaging. As you can see, there is a digital render of Tunnel Rat here, and he's in a tunnel, which is a subway tunnel. And there's a nice piece of artwork here of Tunnel Rat and all the accessories above. Nice G.I. Joe logo. And on the side here is the same artwork, but larger, and number 83 in the line. And you got the G.I. Joe logo on the top. And on the back here, you'll see a nice digital render of Tunnel Rat, 6 inches tall, all the accessories, zoom in shots of his, I guess the pouch, and the nice tempo on his shoulder, boring legal jargon on the bottom here. And on the other side, nice artwork of Tunnel Rat, QR code. So let's go ahead and open up Tunnel Rat. Go for the bottom with my trusty scalpel here. Let's see how my pull-out game is. Bam, there it is. Here's a quick look at Tunnel Rat. And here is the ammo crate. Tunnel Rat, G.I. Joe logo, 83. And here is all the accessories. Stumped them out. Lots of little bits. So let's go ahead and look at the accessories from smallest to biggest, like we always do in this channel. I think the smallest thing right now is this really cool, really tiny little revolver. It's really cool. Has a nice little brown paint application on the handle. You got the barrel. I don't know what you call this revolver. It looks like just some typical revolver. You can see where you can cock the hammer. Nice little detail on the barrel. And next, Tunnel Rat comes with these little flashlights. Has a nice green paint application where the lantern is. Cool little details on it. You can see there's like a little tiny little switch. Really cool. And it comes with 2 of them. Next we have this little ammo box. Has some nice sculpted bullets, kind of in this silver paint. And there's a little plug on it. Pretty cool. Next it comes with this knife, a nice silver blade on it with some ridging on it. Nice little detail on the handle. Check that out. And next we have night vision, which has like 4 kind of scopes on it with a nice green paint application on the lens. Kind of has these strap thing going on the top. Looks really modern and kind of futuristic at the same time. And next we have his satchel. I guess this is where he puts his ordnance in, or bombs or whatnot. It's in this brown plastic. Has a nice sculpt with a kind of like a flap and these buckles right here. Very cool. And here we've seen this machine gun with rock and roll. This is the exact same one, but has this green plastic paint application. We all have seen this. It has a bipod that kind of swings out. Yeah, that's a definite reuse. It looks pretty straight, a little curved, but you know, it's made of a little bit of a softer plastic, of course. But it's a little sturdier because it's a little thicker. And lastly, we have his backpack. This is new, very cool. This is definitely reminiscent of the vintage one. I could recognize it, and we'll have a comparison later on in this video. Got some nice sculpted in kind of buckles and straps and whatnot. Wrinkly looking material. Very cool. Back peg is a little bent on mine, but it's not as rubbery as some other ones I've seen. And that's it for all the accessories. So let's go ahead and take out Tunnel Rat and take a closer look. So I see some differences here. They don't use twine anymore. It's actual plastic little straps now. Interesting, but not really. So I got the figure all out of the packaging. So let's go ahead and take an overall look right now. So far, the bandolier here is a floating bandolier. You can see it kind of drops down like this. I guess you could remove it if you want to. I wish it kind of had like an anchor somewhere so it wouldn't float and fall off like that. That's my overall first impression right at this moment. So let's go ahead and look at it from top to bottom. We'll take a look at the head sculpt right now. This is definitely gonna drive me nuts with this bandolier. Alright, so first of all, he has this nice gray type of do-rag on his head. Very cool. Definitely like the vintage. We'll take a look at that in a minute. This figure is very small, like he should. It's a small dude. You can see he has some war paint on his head. Very cool. Really like that. You got a little bit of a piece of hair coming down on his forehead. Head is a little loose on mine. He has this kind of handkerchief on his neck. You can see there he has a Joe Pro attached to his holster and looks like a smoke grenade. And on the side here you see a cool tampo. Take a look at that. Really cool. I'm not exactly sure. I can't really read that, unfortunately. He has a nice green shirt, kind of folded up on his bicep. As we move down his arms, you can see he has some more kind of war paint on his forearms, or it could be a tattoo. Would be really cool. He has these cut off kind of gloves at his knuckles, trigger fingers on both hands. So we look at his torso here. He has a kind of a gray belt with a silver belt buckle, gray pants. He has these kind of holsters with pouches. Here you can put the knife in. He has these cool knee pads, as he should, because he'd be crawling around in tunnels. He has these nice straight leg type of pants and a low boot cut. Does he have a boot cut? Unfortunately, he does not have a boot cut, so you can't rotate. But he has rockers and up and down on the ankles, which are really tight for me. You know, minimalistic is pretty cool with this figure. Not too much detail, but that's kind of the charm of this figure. Really cool. He has a traditional type of ab crunch. Not too loose, which is great because nothing worse than a loose ab crunch. He has some big butterfly joints here, which move pretty well. Check that out. That is awesome. But this little guy is really cool. One of my favorite G.I. Joes of all time, Tunnel Rat. So far, this looks really awesome. I don't see any quality control issues. The only pet peeve right now I have is with this bandolier that's loose. Wish there was some sort of anchor like I was saying. So let's go ahead and gear up the figure. So the knife goes in the sheath here on his thigh. Fits in pretty well. I'm not sure if I put it in right. I think it goes in both ways. Yep, it goes in both ways. And there goes the bandolier again. We have his revolver, which should fit right here. That is pretty cool. Alright, so let's attach the ammo box to the machine gun here. It's a little bit tricky, but it should just pop in. There we go. That looks pretty cool. So the flashlights, these are notoriously lost with the vintage. So it should fit in these holes. I wouldn't want to lose these, that's all I'm saying. So they should be able to, I think they kind of face outward so you can see when he crawls through tiny tunnels with a giant backpack, because that works. But this is definitely an homage to the old school. He had a giant backpack too. I know it's not practical having a giant backpack crawling around in tiny little tunnels. So let's go ahead and put more things around his neck, because you know there's not enough things strapping around his neck. It's a giant satchel. So there we have it. Nice large strap. I think that looks pretty cool. Next, we'll throw on his backpack. I'm hoping putting this backpack on will kind of keep all his accessories lined up, but I'm not holding my breath on that. And we have the night vision. Should just fit right on his head. More accessories. Let's load them up here. That looks pretty freaking sweet. And he's top heavy, of course, and his revolver fell out. Alright, let's see if he can stand up on his own. Not bad, better than the snow serpent. He just fell over. I had to keep him all kind of knee bent and top. I was wrong. He is very top heavy. Maybe I've got to lean him over a little bit. There you go. You can stand. Where's the stands? Come on, Hasbro. We need stands. So let's go ahead and put his giant machine gun in his hand. Alright, I was able to put the machine gun in his hand. It was a little tricky. You might want to heat up his hand just a smidge. But overall, this is a great looking figure. Pet peeve, again, maybe a little bit of smaller feet. Top heavy. This backpack could have maybe been a little bit more hollow, so it would have been lighter. Bandolier could have used a little bit of an anchor. No boot cut, unfortunately. So that's about it. Overall, this is freaking amazing. Definite huge homage to the vintage. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and do a vintage comparison. Got my vintage Tunnel Rat out. I am missing his flashlights, of course. A lot of people are, unless you get it on card or you get lucky to get his flashlights. These are very, very, very hard to find loose. So I got some of his accessories. I got his massive machine gun here. Looks really, really close to the classified version. I have his satchel. This is very simplistic compared to the one that comes with the classified figure. You can see there's a nice tampo on his shoulder here, as the classified one does. He has definitely the same kind of accessories: smoke grenade, revolver, bandolier, same kind of face war paint. So let's go ahead and compare the backpacks. As you can see that this one doesn't really have a bedroll. Potentially there could be one down at the bottom, but they still have the same type of ports to put the flashlights in. Lots of pockets and pouches. So here is the classified and the vintage satchels. As you can see, they're kind of completely different. Not too much to say about this. They both have a flap and a kind of buckle on it. Different color, of course. And I heard people chirping about their pet peeve already, even before even looking at the figure, that classified Tunnel Rat should have black pants, and he has gray pants. Same thing, brown boots. So the top heavy of Tunnel Rat is really not fun at all. It just knocked over everything. I'll do a quick cut, but it just knocked over everything. That's what Snow Serpent was doing when I had him displayed. He was knocking over everything. But you just need to find the sweet spot, the balancing spot for these figures. They're just tons of accessories. Backpacks are too heavy, but despite that, this is a freaking wicked classified figure for sure. I can't wait for Hasbro to make more. Was it 87 Joes? Like, they should really start off with Big Lob from the G.I. Joe movie. That would be freaking wicked. You know, Law and Order would be really cool. But overall, this goes great with your Joes. Classic looking homage to Larry Hama. Obviously, face was modeled after the creator of G.I. Joe Real American Hero. Really freaking cool. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Yo Joe and Cobra!